Today we're going to talk about choosing a mail forwarder. So you've decided on a state. You're going to choose South Dakota, usually South Dakota, Texas, or Florida. In my case, Nevada. A few people choose Tennessee. A few choose Wyoming or Montana. Now, what's next? Well, you got to go to the state. You got to get your driver's license. You've got to get your vehicle registered there and the plates there. You got to buy vehicle insurance. You can't register the vehicle without insurance first. And so these are steps you take next that will establish you as a resident of that state. To do any of those things, you have to have a mailing address. You decide on the state, you get a mail forwarder. Next step. So you got to have an address. I think we all know that. I don't have to prove that to you. How are you going to get the address? Well, there's basically two choices that most people make. They find family and friends and get them to do it. And of course, that's free. Hopefully they're going to be good at it. It's convenient. That address will become your legal address. It's easy, quick, fast. Here's what I found. I found it for myself, and I found it for most of the people that I talk to. They do a sloppy job. It just gets lost. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'll do this tomorrow, then I'll do this tomorrow, then I'll do this tomorrow, and finally they just gets lost and forgotten about, and you've got an important piece of mail that's gone. And the second thing is, they're going to do this for the rest of your life. And that idea dawns on them one day. Wait a minute. I'm going to be doing this for the rest of his life. I want to keep doing this? And then eventually the answer is no. They drift away, they do it poorly, and one day you get a call or an email and saying, boy, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to recommend that for most people, in the long run, it's going to be better for your relationship with your friends if you just hire a mail forwarder. It's real simple, it's real easy, it's no big deal to hire a mail forwarder. So, how are you going to find one? First, that's going to be your question. Well, all the big three states, they are everywhere. They advertise. Your friends, you can ask your friends. You'll know friends who have South Dakota, Texas, and Florida. You can ask them. You can go to any forum or any RV blog and ask. But say you're going to a state that isn't one of the big three states. You can do simple Google searches. Do a Google search on mail forwarder Tennessee, and hopefully some will pop up. The UPS store is actually one that works. They're everywhere and they work. They do mail forwarding. I'm going to recommend you not use the UPS store unless you just absolutely have no choice. They are a stick and brick store. They're oriented toward retail. The customers walk in and they deal with them. They will mail forwarder. I don't think you're going to get as good a service. It will cost quite a bit more. And how much you're going to pay? Well, about the cheapest I've seen is $50 a year and then some more for the individual services. And I think at the upper end it's going to be like $150 or $200 if there's just a lot of premium services. So you want to pay in the ballpark of $100 to $120 a year. Be careful though, a lot of them will have a really low fee and then they'll charge you for every little thing they do for you. So look for the hidden costs. What's included in the $50 to $150 per year? And so you might find out that they actually even out by the time you've paid for all that you want. Now what they'll all do, here I've actually got a envelope that I got from my mail forwarder. It's from JB Mailroom. That's my mail forwarder in Pahrump. It's addressed to me. As an example of how do you get mail, and we're going to talk about that, I went in Ehrenberg, Arizona. There's a little RV resort park that rents boxes. He's $8 a month, so I'm there for about 3 months a year. I rent a box for $8, and that's my address right there in Ehrenberg, Arizona. So it's easy getting mail. You can see that she sent this first class. I was in no hurry. If I'd asked her to, she would have sent this overnight UPS or FedEx. I paid $1.64 for her to send me this package. Well, let's take a quick look and see what I got in this package. I do business. Yeah, we all do some kind of business. I have a book that I sell on Amazon. At the end of the year, I get a $10.99. They say you got to pay taxes on this money, buddy. And so here is my $10.99 from Amazon. I got health insurance through Obamacare here in Nevada, and I get all kinds of crap from them. Now this was a biggie. This is a 1099-R from my pension, and this actually has to go on your taxes. If you have a pension, this is physically attached to your tax deal along with your W-2. I don't have a W-2. This is a 1099-R. It's a summary of all the money I made and the taxes I paid to the pension through the year, and it's a very important document. I got to get it every year. And if you're retired, these things become big issues. So mail forwarding and having a reliable mail forwarder who is timely and doesn't lose your stuff is really, really important. So that's how it works. She'll get all your mail in. This is the way all mail forwarders work. They get your mail in, they hold it for you, you contact them, or you have a prearranged agreement that costs $1.64. Well, she's not operating a charity down there. She didn't pay the $1.64. What nearly all mail forwarders do is ask you to make a deposit for postage. Usually it's $25 to $50. And then, so you put a deposit, so it's $100. I paid her $100 for the year. It's $100 at JB Mailroom in Pahrump, Nevada. I give her $100 a year, I give her a $50 deposit, and then she took $1.64 out of that $50. How do you hire a mail forwarder? To become a mail forwarder, she needs to get legal permission from you to handle and open your mail. The U.S. Post Office has a form. This form has to be signed by you and sent in. And then she can legally open your mail. So you have to fill out this form, you mail it to her, you send her a check by PayPal, or you send her a check, or you pay over the phone with a card, and she's your mail forwarder. And you can change all your addresses to her. Well, how does a mail forwarder handle mail? You tell her what to do. You're in charge. You say, okay, I'm in Ehrenberg now. For the next 3 months, you can email her or telephone her. Marianne, I'm in Pahrump, here's my address, send all my mail to here. She gets something in, she waits until it fills an envelope, or if I'm in a hurry, I can call her and email her and say, I'm in a hurry, send this to me right now and send it to me this way. Boom, she sends it out. Or maybe she just got you on an automatic. Every Wednesday, she sends out all your mail to you in Ehrenberg or Timbuktu or wherever in the world you are. That's a really common way. But if you're traveling and moving, which I am now, I haven't been in one place for more than a week in a couple months now, or I might be all summer, never in one place. What do you do then? Well, you call her, you say, don't send me any mail, hold it all. She gets it in, she puts it in a box, and she does wherever she puts it, however she organizes herself. And then I email her and say, okay, I'm going to be in, where am I going to be? I'm going to be in Jackson, Wyoming, and this is the address you can send it to me at. And I give her the address, and then she sends it to there, and maybe I'm on my way to Jackson, and the mail and I arrive in Jackson, Wyoming at the same time, and I go and get it. And so that is those are the two big common ways. She gets it all, sends it out to a prearranged time and place. She gets it all and holds it and waits for instructions from you. Those are the two common. Another way that they will handle it for you is they will open it and read it to you. If I call Marianne up and say, hey Marianne, I just got a piece of mail and it's really important, can you open it up and tell me and read it to me? She'll open it up and read it to me over the phone right then and there. You can have her, I can email her and say, Marianne, I just got this mail and it's pretty important. Can you open it and scan it and email it to me? And she'll do exactly that. Marianne will take a check to the bank, and she's done it for me several times. I bank with both Bank of America and Wells Fargo, and out west, between the two of them, there's a branch everywhere I go. And so I've actually gotten checks in and called her up, Marianne, hey, I got a check coming in. Will you take that down and deposit at Bank of America for me there in town in Pahrump? And she did. She goes right down there. I give her my account number. She goes to the ATM, puts in my account number, and boom, I've got a check in my account. Another example of kind of special handling. South Dakota is famous that many of the mail forwarders will actually help you get your DMV, your registration set up. They will often go to the DMV for you, stand in line, and they will actually take care of your registration. And then later, you go there and you actually get your driver's license, and that makes you an official resident. They'll do all kinds of things for you. A lot of them will do really good service. See, UPS Store's not going to do any of this stuff for you. That's why, only as a last resort, let UPS be your mail forwarder. The big three states have tons and tons of mail forwarders. South Dakota, mydakotaAddress.com, americasmailbox.com, there is a dash, americas-mailbox.com, yourbestaddress.com, dakotapost.net. And you might choose one based on their reputation, go on forums, RV forums, and who's the best in South. Ask the question or search for it. It'll been asked 100 times already. Next is Texas. Of course, Texas is most famous for the Escapees RV Club, and their mail forwarding service is famous. The club is famous, has a great reputation for helping you get become a Texas resident, and great mail forwarding, and they're friendly in their activities, and there's a lot of reasons to become Escapees. But they're not the only mail forwarders in Texas. There are others. Oh, let me add that Escapees now offers branches in both South Dakota and Florida. So you can become a South Dakota or Florida Texas and still use the Escapees. So that is an option for you now. Two other mail forwarders in Texas are TexasHomeBase.com and USGlobalMail.com. Those two are also in Texas. Florida is, of course, Florida has been operational towards boaters who sail out, don't have a home, sail out of Florida, and so they need an address. So there are a lot of them, mail forwarders in Florida. SBIMailService.com. They're the one that will create an online account and scan every piece of mail that come in for you. Something to really look into in SBIMailService.com. And then there's the GoodSamMailService.com in Florida, Good Sam Club, and AMHomebase.com. Finally, there's Nevada. There's actually a lot. Pahrump, Nevada alone has, I believe, 3 or 4 different mail forwarders. I'm only going to tell you about jbmailroom.com because she's the best and I love her and she does a great job. Any expectation I have out of a mail forwarder, she has exceeded at every opportunity. And so she's the one I'm going to recommend for you. jbmailroom.com. Really, really, really good place. Good prices, good service, just a great gal. She's an old retired woman, lives out of her home, and she does mail service, and she does it really, really well. All right, the biggie. This is going to be confusing for a lot of people. So you're traveling. That's why you live on wheels. You're going to move around. If I move around, how am I going to get mail while I'm moving around? Pretty simple. I've never had a problem. I'll put up on the screen, I order from Amazon a lot. I'm in a lot of small towns where there's nothing to buy. If I want a specialty item, or I order from Amazon and get it sent to me. So I have got, and then one of the great things I love about Amazon is they keep all your old addresses. They'll never flush them. And so I will go through the same town over and over again, and all I have to do is go into my address book at Amazon, and there's my old address, and I click on it, use this address, and boom, my mail's going there. How to find it? First off, most people use general delivery. I'm a little distrustful of general delivery, and I always try and find a local mom and pop. But general delivery works, and I know a lot of people who use it constantly. That's all they use, and it works really well. If it's a larger town, say there's 3 or 4 different local post office branches, they will not all receive general delivery. You need to find the one that does. Sign up, say, hey, I'd like to start receiving general delivery here. My name is, and usually they'll have a card. They'll fill out the card, your name, your address, whatever address you give them, and they'll start holding your mail for you. Next is UPS stores, and they always work. They're very efficient, but there's almost always at least $5 for a package. But a UPS store will receive FedEx and UPS. And all the others, they'll receive all of the mail ordering delivery services. I always look for mom and pops in every town. I do a mail search, Google search, and I try to find a local one, and I almost always can, and they're cheaper and they're better, and I like working with them more. Finally, you can stop at RV parks along the way. You can spend a night or two at an RV park and have your mail go to them. So I hope that covers it. Man, that was a lot of material, and I'm sorry about that. Hopefully, if it was overwhelming, you can go back and watch the video in sections. You can always contact me through my forum, cheaprvliving.com forums, and I'll be glad to answer all your questions. All the members will be glad to answer your questions, tell you where they're using as a mail forwarder. You can contact me through my blog, cheaprvliving.com/blog. You can email me. You can get that right on my website, cheaprvliving.com. My email me anytime with any questions, but go through the forum first, where a lot of people will help you, and I'll answer you. If no one else answers you, I will answer you on the forum. Okay, well, I hope that covers it all for you and basically answers your questions and gets you going. Now you've got your mailing address. It's easy. You hire a mail forwarder and you're done. Physical address is kind of a tough one. We'll talk about that next when you get your driver's license. Until then, like our channel on YouTube and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.